This here is Proton's latest addition in their product line. I mean, Proton is not really a well-established brand in South Africa, but they do have a couple of brands under their stable, namely the X50, the X70, the Saga, and now this, their flagship SUV, the X90. Now let's start with the looks. Proton hasn't really had the best designs ever. But right here, I think I'm quite pleasantly surprised. We've got full LED light system over here, diamond design, which I feel like brings that whole front alive. 3-step design on the fog lights, and I think all in all, the front really does look quite impressive. As you may know, designers tend to lose it when they get to the rear of the car, but this literally looks attractive. It reminds me of the Chery Tiggo 8, and Chery has never gotten it wrong in the design department, so that is a thumbs up. Now, I've reviewed a lot of SUVs of late, and I don't know if Mother Nature's trying to tell me something because I'm not listening, not having a family anytime soon. But for you guys who do have a family, I will tell you that this cabin is actually ideal for a big family. Nice leather setup, steering wheel is all covered in leather, the dashboard as well as soft plush leather seats. The center console has quite a lot of plastic, and although it sounds cheap, it looks good. Sort of a chrome feel to it. The X90 has a whole lot of menu options to choose from. Although it's not compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you have so much more to choose from. Duke's Music, you've got the calendar, you've got Suke, which I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I know it's all about podcasts, and a 360 panoramic camera, which I think is totally cool. Inside, you also got an option of 7 USB charging ports, which is amazing because for your family, they're definitely going to be needing a lot of those in the back. Sitting over in the rear is actually quite roomy, enough legroom as well as headspace. It feels rather comfortable, and I could take a long trip in this. Good thing about it is that it also has your own climate control and USB slots. So this is a 7-seater SUV, and I'm currently sitting in the 3rd row, which I have still ample space for my legs and ample room for my head as well. Now, I could say it could fit 2 normal-sized adults, and I would be right. Normally, you'd want to chuck your kids in the back because it's so squashed and cramped up here, but this feels like it's roomy enough. You have cup holders on either side, and just space to put your phone, store your phone over there while it charges on your USB ports. But what I like most is that it's got easy access coming in and out. You have 4 options in the X90 model lineup, namely the standard, the executive, the premium, as well as the flagship. We are currently in the premium, and they all benefit from the same engine, which is a 1.5-litre turbocharged engine, producing 130 kilowatts and 255 newton meters of torque. Now, this is a 7-speed dual transmission. My favorite thing is that because this is a hybrid car, or mild hybrid at that, it gives you better fuel economy, and it's currently giving me 5.4. It's got quite a big tank, 60 liters, and it gave me 740 kilometer range, and I'm always traveling to Polokwane, so for me that's always the bar. I can go to Polokwane and back and still have enough to go to work. The drive is quite pleasant. I thought it would be a little bit harsh, only because of the previous model Proton that I drove. This, in contrast, is quite pleasant. The steering is supple, and I do feel like there's enough feedback coming from it. Talking about feedback, lane assist is so intrusive, and I do feel like I do want a button to just switch it off and not have to go inside the system and dig for it. So Proton, that would be something to take into consideration. Overall, it rides well, it takes up those road imperfections and eats them up like nothing, and I'm happy in this. Overall, I'm quite impressed by how it drives and how it feels. It does feel very premium, minimal cabin noise, which is always a plus. Looking at all the SUVs that we have driven, we've gotten those that are really quite pricey, and I think this just hits a little bit of that sweet spot because you are getting 7 seats worth of space in this cabin. It is well put together, it's a beautiful family car, so it's definitely a car to consider. So after spending time in the Proton X90, I can say that I was left pleasantly surprised. It's got enough tech, safety features, great and ample space inside, and I think this is a product that is great for any family. So will Proton be here to stay? Well, I definitely think so.